This is Drew from Unorganized Play, and today I'll be showing you guys how to get out of iron or bronze or silver. I'm a gold player. I've been a gold player for a couple of seasons. I've never really wanted to get past gold, and I know everyone's like, "Oh, that's bullshit." I mean, of course you want to go higher, but for me, I just love the skins, and I'm more of a skin and casual player. So anytime I see one of those gold or Victoria skins, I just got to collect them all. You know how it is. So what I'm going to go over here is just my thoughts and methodology of what I'm doing in order to, improve your gameplay very slightly. Obviously, you can watch a pro, and a pro could explain every little thing to you, but until you reach a certain level, it's just all going to seem like something unattainable or something that your skill set cannot match up to right away. I'm not saying that pros don't have generally good advice. They generally do, because that's how they get to be pros or how to be really good League of Legends players. But I'm saying from someone who's consistently gold, I can teach someone who is silver, bronze, or now iron that they added that in how to consistently just rank up with little tips that they may not see right away when either they're starting up, they haven't played in a while, or just something they haven't really noticed. So here we go. I'll be playing the Karma, and the opposing player, why I picked Karma was rather, I could have picked Leona, which is usually my pick into almost everything, but instead I picked a into a Soraka rather. Mainly because I thought I could keep up with her poke and my shield would be really good for my ADC, knowing especially that Ezreal tends to be very poke heavy, tries to be really annoying. So didn't quite know what the level of the other players on my team would be, so I just decided Karma's very good. She has really good damage output, and I'll be able to really harass the enemy. I knew to focus on Soraka a bit so she can't heal as much. So here we go. Pretty standard buy. Let's just follow me for a bit. I should probably just. So one thing I see a lot of is try to unlock your camera. If you notice, I usually play, like if I'm playing the game right now, even though I'm clicking here, having the unlocked camera gives you a better view. Whereas if you have a locked camera right off the bat, you can only see this, which means if there's an enemy here, you could barely see where they're coming from. Whereas if you have it unlocked, you can kind of keep your eye up here while you're still, going back and forward around the map. I know that seems, for some people, it's really hard to do. They have to get really used to the unlocking their camera. But like I said, imagine seeing this as your viewpoint by locking your camera compared to me seeing, like, I know I'm not going to get attacked right here for the most part. And if not, I could see on my mini map that if they roped all the way around. Whereas here, it gives me a lot of vision of what my ADC is doing, if they're coming up through here, and I don't have to worry too much about it. Here's just a standard leash. I always feel that you should give your leash to at least even a couple autos, whatever, for your jungler. You don't want to show up in lane too early, even if you don't help your jungle. For example, let's pause that for a second. Let's just say, for example, your jungle started blue instead of red in this scenario. I would still hang out here for a little bit, or even into my own tribush, in order to give the enemy the impression that he is doing this first. And some people may go, "Oh, what's the use of that?" The importance of that is that it's not going to give away your jungler's position whenever he's going to try to gank. So, for example, let's just say Rengar did not start on his red. I'll let this go because this is not doing too much. If they think he's doing blue, he may try to invade blue. He may skirmish with them. It kind of gives that uncertainty until he ganks. So to him, he doesn't know 100% where he is. You don't want to give free information. That's what I tell everybody usually, even when I'm playing with teammates, that you don't want to give any free information away in this game. So if you don't have to give information away, don't do it. Because if the enemy's smart enough to see that someone's missing, they could call an MIA and, there's one failed gank. So the great thing I love about Karma is that she automatically starts with her quote-unquote ult, which is her R, which empowers her abilities. So as you see, one empowered Q kind of took a ton of their damage away, even with Soraka healing them up. She already ate one of her pots. I'm relatively healthy, but I noticed that my Lucian's getting really low, and 100% that Ezreal's gonna try to dive. So what ends up happening, I try to get in the way of some of Ezreal's shots, try to phase him out, but then Soraka, for whatever reason, decides that she can do this solo. See how far that the Ezreal is from Soraka. Now, if Ezreal stayed right here, we'd be in a lot of trouble, because she could stay being aggressive, she could pull back, and the Ezreal could just phase jump, or Q, I guess he starts with level 1. Pretty much almost kill, a guaranteed kill on Lucian, but instead, I already ticked up one of my pots. I'm near full health. he's pretty hurt. And since I'm only level 1 and I started my Q, I don't have my shield yet. So I was starting to worry with a couple of autos if that would be fatal. But as you're going to see, you see the mistakes that Soraka did here. She is beyond her wave, so if she was closer to this wave, this aggroed wave would kill her just as fast as we could. Now, if they did it around here, she'd be a little bit safer. She can retreat on either side. Ezreal would be there for support. Whereas you see, this is automatically a 2v1. And just like that, she's down. Sure, she burned the Ignite and I had to burn my Ignite, but what did she gain here by doing that? Like, she went too far ahead of her ADC, and now she's pretty much, he can't attack safely. Even if he had a ward here, he could kind of poke, but if me and him both jump him, he really can't do a whole lot without his support in tow. Knowing, and see, I hit level 2, so knowing that the harass, we could kind of put some down and give the shield for when the minions get aggroed by Lucian's attacks. Now, I'm still pretty healthy. I have a good amount of mana, doing a good amount of damage too. The Spell Thief's Edge will give me an extra 10 damage, or what's it, 13 now? 13 per hit or ability that I do on an enemy up to 3 times or until it refills. I decide to back here. So as I back, you know, just check this, and even when I'm buying stuff, I tend to see what's going on. I was looking through my options because I took the mastery that gives me an extra gold, or extra gold that I end up in debt for. I was kind of mulling over my options. It took too long. I was trying to see if I could get 2 items here. So I got a little greedy. I should have immediately just started walking, even if it took a little bit longer. But see, I got pretty greedy. I sold one of my pots, got a refillable potion. Now that's not something that a lot of people do, but I tend to like it a lot on supports, especially like supports like Karma. Like I said, I could supply my own shield, so there's no use in buying 15 pots, because, you know, 15 pots at 50 a piece, you're burning money, whereas with the refillable pot, you kind of get your money's worth. See, Lucian was a little bit too far ahead. He should have just let the wave hit instead of taking free damage. One thing I notice a lot too, like I see my jungle, I'm aware of his presence, so and we have no idea, I think we saw Wukong a little bit earlier, so I'm trying not to play too aggressive. I mean, granted, they are pretty pushed up to us, but if Wukong comes here and it's not warded, and for whatever reason my ADC really wasn't warding a whole lot, didn't really put down a lot of his wards down most of the time, so I knew a backhand could still kind of hurt us. Now, you may say like, oh, you have no real danger of dying, but you have to realize you may not die, but if, let's just say Lucian gets pushed off, he's going to lose a lot of CS, and eventually, you know, you can't let Ez get to late game where he has a tier or whatever he wants to build. So we're going to keep, you know, I'm just going to keep phasing them out. I burned a pot just so I could stay 100% healthy in case Wukong comes for the gank. I get pretty close, make it seem like I'm going to actually get close to him. They bust the heal. I pull back because I'm not too sure why he's essentially diving. I've empowered my shield. He still died to the hit, which kind of sucked, but knowing that my ADC is not going to be back, I want to push this wave against this turret, seeing as their ADC is also dead, or is at least walking into lane. It's going to take him at least, you know, 15 to 20 seconds just to walk back into lane between buying and whatnot. So if I could burn their CS, I don't want to hit these up anymore because I want to start building up that wave. Now I'm going to start wandering and, you know, just help out our jungler a bit. I don't want to go back because I don't have a significant amount of gold in my pocket. I do want to burn out all of the items on, or rather all of the jungle on the enemy side, so that way Wukong doesn't get a free jump for a gank. And to burn his vision just to make sure he's not in this area. So, like I said, I'm relatively healthy. I was thinking about backing, but then I figured the exact same thing would happen where he would be low enough. So I figured I have enough mana. I've got a decent amount of life and regen. I'll be okay. I was worried that at this point my vision ward was still not up, but see, now Lucian gets pretty aggressive, and that's the only bad thing, because he keeps fighting in the enemy's wave. See how much damage he's taking? He's actually taking a ton of damage from this wave. He is taking a little bit from Ez, but he's taking a lot more just from aggroing the wave, which is just essentially free damage that I don't want to trade for. Luckily, I have the Aerie plus the shield. and I keep empowering hitting Soraka. Now, I knew 100% that he was going to die, so instead of trying to help him out, instead of giving the guys 2 kills, I decided to just get out of there myself. I didn't mean to take the kill per se, but, you know, if you have to take it, don't feel bad, don't feel sorry, don't let them get away for free, because, for example, if I didn't take the kill, you know, they would have all lived, and Lucian would have not even gotten an assist, so he would have not gotten any gold for it. I'm trying to not to push the wave out too much, but I was worried that because I didn't have a lot of vision on Wukong, that he could have gone around and started a dragon. Now I'm just trying to auto and not burn too many abilities because I want to keep my mana. I don't want to leave lane because, like I said, I'm still pretty healthy. I've got a good amount of gold on me. Lucian is 2 levels down. His CS is 10 down, but he should have a little bit more gold with the kills and the assists. See, and Lucian only knows how to get aggressive here, so I have to keep trying to spam the shield on him. Now, I have no idea where they put their vision. So like I said, I can tell if Wukong's coming back here for the gank, so we're pretty safe when he comes back here, but we still don't have a lot of vision here. Our teammates don't have a lot of vision. We got the MIA from Anivia. And we see Wukong, so I know we're not going to get banked by Wukong, but still, Cassiopeia can run down with her movement speed and still catch us down. He gets aggro again. He gets her this time. We're taking a lot of damage from the wave. See, look how much damage he's taking. I gave him a shield so he could push back the wave and get the aggros into that. I think finally I'll decide to go by because now I have a good amount of money in my pocket. I've got 2 kills and 3 assists, which is excellent, and I stacked up, what, another 329 onto my support item. This is good. We push that wave out, and knowing that by the time we get back and this wave pushes, that this should reset and we shouldn't lose the cannon. Now granted, the optimal scenario would be that we killed his wave 2 to let it bash against the turret, but I mean, we don't want to take any risks not knowing where Wukong was. Like I said, the last time we saw him he was up here. He could have easily just went to the jungle path here. I said, my map is barely on myself most of the time, especially when I'm running to lane. See, I said that I'm on my way to help out Rengar, and I'm trying to see how much trouble Lucian's going to get himself into, so I'm always monitoring the map, always trying to be, like, I have no idea right now where Cassiopeia was, so I was kind of worried, so it's just why I wanted to help him out to try to get this free dragon. Now, if we pause it, let's see if we could actually check this out. Could we check it out? Oops. Alright, so this turns on the enemy map, so I could tell, alright, I didn't know where Wukong was, and Cassiopeia just walked into lane. But let's say, for example, I didn't know, Cassiopeia just walked in, and I had no idea where Wukong was. This was an easy 3 kills for them. If they walked here, look how low Rengar is. So I left him alone, you know, figuring like he should be able to get it, even if he dies to get it to Wukong, we'd have enough time to escape. Lucian's been kind of skirmishing here, and he's on a losing battle. Yes, he's doing a lot of damage to Ezreal, but unless it's on Soraka, none of that damage is actually going to stick. Soraka has a regen bead and 2 fairy charms, which means she could spam heal almost all day, especially that she has a ruby crystal. I mean, granted, yes, I have health too, but my health, I don't heal him. All I can do is get my low CDRs to get him a shield. But I'm just explaining that to you guys, just so you guys have a kind of a feel of like what is your thought process when you're playing these type of games. So alright, now that he's close to killing him, I give him an empowered shield, and he dies essentially for free to that, which kind of sucks, because he took a turret hit in that. Again, I'm not really trying to burn any abilities because I know I'm going to have to hold this cannon for an I'm going to hold this turret for an extended amount of time. He's got a, what, 5 to 6 death time or seconds, and then I have to follow up and wait. So between here and here, you assume maybe like 15 to 20 seconds, maybe he has to walk with no boots. I mean, yes, he has level 1 boots, but you have to, you know, you guesstimate the time. You want to pick a safe time when you can rotate. I see that Wukong was top. I'm just getting aggressive to flex a bit to try to blow things out of Soraka's pockets. She gets pretty low, and I get a little bit greedy. This was my mistake. So I pull back a bit. Some dodging. Now see Lucian, alright good, he didn't go for it. And I took that time to sweep all of these 2 bushes to see if there's any wards. They didn't have any. And now I could kind of zone him out by myself, because if Wukong comes to dive me, see, and I'm just trying to disrupt his backs. The more time he spends trying to get to lane, the more my Lucian can farm safely, and we could start get free hits on this turret. Also, my reasoning was that if Wukong comes to attack us, I would walk towards the turret and he would cut around us and just get me instead of getting both of us. It's not worth giving up 2 kills if you don't have to. You don't have to play super flashy if you want to rank up. You just want to win. You don't want to, and then there are exceptions to the rules. You're going to see me get pretty greedy at some points. But you see me now, I'm starting to ward because I know Wukong's going to want to jump this over, or if they're coming around here, see, automatically, like I said, and I see the pod just spawned. So I told my Lucian to back off and decided to port back. That way, if Wukong actually decides to walk here, he's burning time just trying to check this out. Now, while I have a Oracle Lens, you see this Soraka still has her warding totem, so I know she can't clear out any of my wards. She doesn't know where my wards are. She can kill my pink, but she does have to go all the way around. It's nothing crazy. I know that they have to be around here. Now, I'm not too discouraged. I know Jace is kind of doing a lot of damage to Gangplank, but the number one thing to remember is don't rage out. Don't try to just say, oh my god, my team, I'm a bunch of feeders. Stuff like that's never going to really... see, I walked into a trap right here and I just died. I decided not to burn anything, except like maybe my R to give myself a better shield. Now, this is a 4-man gank. Now, we should have seen it when they took out my pink. They did call MIA, so it wasn't like it was their fault in particular, and now we're just going into kind of like a fiesta of fighting. The good thing is that Anivia, for the most part, has good AoE damage. So this allowed our team to kind of play around that. Lucian is doing a good amount of damage. I don't know why Gangplank waited too much. He'll at least get the return kill on Wukong. And I was trying to get close just so I could try to shield them and try to phase them out. Now I want to try to ward. I know that they are kind of, they have a lot of health, enough to fight and skirmish me, but I do have to ward this or it's going to happen over and over. And with Rengar on the way, I figured between both of us we'd be able to take them on. I'm always trying to fight for vision control whenever I play a game, because the more you know about the enemy, or the more information, like I said, the more information you have, the better you can make little micro decisions that could help your gameplay out.
Turret plating will fall soon.
So I give myself a shield, kind of so I could avoid some skill shots. Now Soraka keeps thinking that I'm gonna retreat from her, but it's better to just run at her. So if you see here, I'll put this back a bit, 15 seconds. So knowing that, I figured, alright, I'm just gonna... My tower's pretty healthy. I don't have to worry too much about getting it damaged. Just don't want to give Ezreal free things. So I run right at her. I empower Q, flash to lock her down. And I put the ignite on her. That's why I didn't want to actually kill her, but I didn't want to start flexing on to Ezreal. That way we could push him back. Unfortunately, my ignite actually took the kill, but that wasn't my intention. I know that now Wukong's probably on his way, so we're going to play a little bit safer. I am pretty healthy. I popped some of my refillable potions just to get healthy and to keep fighting, just in case the inevitable Wukong is going to come. Like I said, I didn't want to take that Soraka kill. I didn't want to give it to Lucian so he could power up, but that's why I kept trying to walk past her and let him get finished. Now we see Wukong. Now this was the thing where I said I would rather not both of us die, but unfortunately, Soraka came, and I think she she threw her ignite on me. I was hoping my shield could hold out, especially with the blue buff, or that something would come back up. The ignite, final tick of the ignite did kill me, which, sucked, but it was very unfortunate. And it also seems like Soraka had more kills than her ADC, but granted, sucks giving her the blue buff. I wish I could have walked away with that. That would have been really great to come back into lane and spam some abilities. So as I'm dead, I'm starting seeing the fights that are coming out here. There was some good coordination. Our team kind of took down 2 people, especially Gangplank. I think Jace had a little bit of gold on him, and Wukong still MIA. not knowing where they are right now, I figured, okay, we got Wukong probably rotating to drag since he didn't die in that exchange, and Ezreal's still MIA. So anytime you see people missing, you always assume the worst. They're probably rotating to objective. Yeah, it's not almost like an ocean. It's not like a Inferno or something like that. Once I see him here, I still don't see Soraka, so I'm assuming until I saw her peep into lane and then Wukong that, okay, they're no longer at Dragon, because they cannot do Dragon without their jungler, really. Luckily, the minions actually finished off the tower because they wanted to try to attack them. Like I said, always clearing out vision. I keep pacing back a bit and dropping some wards to make sure we could see wherever Wukong's going to attack. Most people, when they sweep wards, are going to try to sweep or put a pink right here. She probably just dumped out another regular ward there. And I just got to walk all the way around. I also see Wukong coming from the mid lane. And see, they're picking up the dragon now, which they'll probably get. Once I noticed that they didn't rotate down to me is when I started going, oh, okay, they're definitely doing the dragon right now. And now's our opportunity to strike with everybody here. Now, unfortunately, I took a ton of damage from that. And then got killed by Ezreal. I don't know why our Lucian decided to dive out, but luckily, Rengar was able to pick up the kill. Maybe it does more damage, and she does have her Roa up already, so they could kind of fight there. We already are working on our towers. We got First Blood Tower. We didn't, not that the mid tower isn't that important, but for the most part, we didn't want them to just sweep up this tower and then immediately run to the dragon. So at this point, I'm saying we should probably contest this bottom. And we do have great wave clear with the Nivea, but if we lose this bottom turret and there's 3 team members here, it's easy to get 5 men onto the dragon and get the tower, a couple of kills, and the dragon, which is catastrophic. Now I see Wukong up top. I start getting a little bit bolder, knowing that Wukong can ambush us, and that I could kind of fight off or help Nivea wave clear. I know Nivea has her thing, but now Jace popped up, and now we're just going to get tower dove. Not a whole lot we could do. I really can't escape from this, so I'm urging Lucian to just keep going. Like I said, they could just aggro back and forward and heal, so they will get this tower, but at the same time, we have our Lucian working on their mid tower. So we got a tier 2 for a tier 1. And then, yeah, they're going to rotate to drag, like I said, but for the very least, we did get something worth it. Now, Wukong is going to annihilate Lucian. He can't really fight a 1v1, especially when Wukong has 6 kills and he's only got, 7, well, he's only got 4. But we did get a tier 2, so that was kind of worth it. Like I said, this dragon, it kind of sucks that we lost it, but it's not like if we lost an Inferno or Mountain or something like that. So, even though I'm pinging for it, I just don't like to give stuff away for free. We have no vision either, so I just also want to gain some sort of vision superiority here. And it's kind of late. If I got there just a little bit quicker, I could have empowered Q'd and, did some more damage to him. I'm telling Rengar to back off, because right now, there is no point in fighting for, there is nothing here for us to win. Maybe this turret, yeah. But we already lost the dragon. We're not going to get anywhere with it. We saw them retreat into their jungle, and we saw them retreat as a team, so there's only going to be pain backing here. So if he gets too far ahead of me, and look where everybody else on the team is. We got Nivea rolling slowly to us. We've got Gangplank down here, and we've got Lucian up at base. There's no point in pursuing them if our team can't strike. It's automatically going to become, at best, a 3v2 on the losing side. He did get the flash from Soraka, so I guess that was okay. I figured we'd take a little bit of, of their jungle. And it looks like 2 of them ventured out to kill off Gangplank. I didn't think they would stay around. Once I saw this, I was like, alright, let me try to get cheeky on Wukong. The tether actually gives me a true line of sight. And I got greedy. now that's just done with me. I just handed over 2 kills. But somehow I managed to, through a combination, kill Cassiopeia. So that was kind of dumb. We gave up, you know, trying to play kind of conservatively. We kind of, you know, we pulled dumb moves. And you look at the score, 14-22. Never get, you know, discouraged by that. Like, yeah, it looks bad. 14-22. Oh man, they're 8 ahead of us. What are we gonna do? You know, they got a dragon. They've got 2 turrets. But when you look at the score, look, we've got 3 turrets. We got 2 of their mids and 1 outer on their top. Their bot turret's kind of low, and this has, you know, it took a good amount of damage, but it's nothing too crazy. Our other tiers are still holding up pretty fine. So, you know, you should never not just be like, oh, I'm not going to worry about anything, just run into the team. Obviously, I look at the score and I look at what they're building, and I see that Wukong and Jace are doing the most amount of damage on their team. So, you want to look out for them. I decided to build an Ardent Sensor because of the shields that it gives me. Giving him a speed up shield. At this point, I'm pretty sure he's dead, so I kind of just gave up on him. I want to put some vision down. He did kill Soraka. I'm just trying to do a little poke. This vision that I have here kind of tells me, like, alright, they're waiting for an ambush, so I'm just going to keep spamming my Qs out. Again, the shields are really helping my team out, which is one of the reasons why I love playing Karma. I didn't want to get Dove. My empowered Q kind of keeps them away because it slows them down and they start worrying if they're going to get caught by something else. Wandering around a bit. I know Jace is going to... Yep. Now, it's a good thing well, let's say that Gangplank wasn't really paying attention. He really just walked to lane thinking that no one was going to hurt him. So, of course, I'm walking my way up, trying to figure out what's going on. Trying to see if maybe I could do some damage to him. He is pretty low. If this wasn't here, that would have been a dead Jace. But at the very least, I did push him back a bit. Soraka used her ult. Now, I'm pretty healthy, and I've got a shield, so even if he decides to siege a tower a bit, I'll be okay. Right now, I'm just trying to harass, hoping that he dives on me, knowing that my team is coming close. Gangplank put his ult too close here. If Gangplank put his ult around here, he would have had a much better, you know, result there. Said I can't handle him too well, so I'm just going to back off a bit. Now if he throws an empowered shot, he will kill me. But I see the team's running this way, so what do? Go back into the fray, empower my Q. Soraka's gone. And now, knowing that Jace rotated out, this tower's not going to fall down, but I can at least give shields to my team. See how I dodged out a bit, trying to avoid some of that damage from Ezreal. And now I know we can kill, because there's no tower here, I know that we can kill Ezreal. It's about measured risks. Like I said, I could have just backed off there, but I knew if I had not tried to fake that I was going into the fight, Ezreal would have just tried to run away straight back. And yeah, Olivia may have helped him, but like sometimes you just don't want to take the chance. So I end up buying, let's see, what do I end up buying on this one? Now, I must be spamming pink wards. My vision score is pretty decent. I still keep my pot. I'm trying to go for a Haunting Guise here into a Liandry's, because I do tend to have a lot of slows, and anytime I could slow people down, it'd be great for our team. Since they do have a pretty good getaway, and they could use the gate, I forget what it's called that Jace has, the gate, to catch up in speed. So I kind of wanted ways to slow them down a bit so you could at least try to get a pick off. See, once Anivia could get a stun on them, they're pretty much almost dead, so I figure I've got to slow them down just enough to get a stun on them, and then we could actually finish the job. Now here I'm just trying to clear out some vision, because I saw the dragon popping up. So what I do often, I press tab, and if you ever see a live game that I'm playing, you'll see me spam tab even for a second. I'll just press tab for a second and watch the timers on the dragon and whatnot. So here I try to get a little brave. I want to get the hook on because I thought he already used his ability to dash, and now I know I'm dead. I can't get out of this. I'm not going to be able to escape Iceborne Gauntlets Ezreal, so I decided to try to put as much damage as I can on. Somehow I don't die to that, and I do decide to just help him out with the shields. If I had been a little bit closer, or if I didn't blow my flash here, I probably could have flashed to give in Lucian a shield so we could keep pushing. I'm not too sure why my teammates wanted to not push here. If you notice, alright, so we had the dragon, which Anivia amazing is doing a ton of dragon solo to a ton of damage to that dragon solo Infernal, which is the one we want, obviously. If you're any team, you definitely want to increase your damage. And I figured, well, I could get a free couple of hits on this. Also, when I press tab, I also spam, alright, how long are these guys out? These are all on 20 plus timers. The only person that's to worry about is Jace. And yeah, Jace could kind of catch up to me really quickly and kill me. But if I could walk up this wave and then do a free couple of hits, it's worth it. Or if I can damage some of their waves so that my wave can do more damage. Once we secured that dragon, I already knew, alright, time to get out of here. There's no need for me to distract or show face on any part of the board. That, I was out of wards too, so I figured, alright, let me get to a really safe place, let me scan something on the way out, and then make sure Baron's not warded, and then base from somewhere that was relatively safe. Like I said, I always keep a track on the death timers, because you always want to see, alright, who's going to join in the fight. If I don't see Wukong anywhere, he can just stealth, just straight out Nimbus Strike, close the gap, knock the whole team up, end the fight for them. So, you always got to keep track of that. Who's dead, who's not dead. When's the last time I saw somebody? I saw 3 here, alright, so how long would it, in theory, how long would it take them to get from mid lane to the fight here on the top lane? But they're kind of getting surrounded here. I believe this is where we get caught out a bit. Nope, see, now we know everyone's here. We don't know where Wukong is, which means, like, alright, maybe they're going to get killed. Rengar died to that. I think Gangplank flashed. Then I noticed, alright, Wukong's actually fighting against Anivia. Anivia with a nice Zhonya's managed to kill him, and I said, alright, I can't get out of this. I'm just going to try to do as much damage as I can. But Anivia did a pretty good play, and she managed to kill Wukong. So seeing as the whole fight was up here, she can actually deal with Jace as long as she doesn't get bursted out by one or more people. Well, more than one person, rather. She's running away. Now, she can't possibly run away. There's no option here. There's no worth burning a flash. She knows she's dead. So she's going to try to limit the amount of assists that she can give out. And Jace was dumb enough to try to engage there. He could have just walked away and let his team clean it up. But he probably got greedy. Lucian's doing great. You always want to secure the scuttle. Like I said, anytime you hear free vision is a great thing. Drop a pink anywhere. Anytime you could see where the enemy's going and you can cover the map. Like as you see, we have a ward here. Now Lucian's pretty strong, and Ezreal has to, you know, he burned his heal there, and I'm not sure, he probably just burned his arcane shift. But Lucian is pretty strong. Again, pull that back a bit. Let's go here. Yep. I see Soraka trying to kill that pink. I speed up Rengar knowing that we can kind of catch up to her. So then I empower, speed up, and it's easy for him to just go in there and get the kill on Soraka. With Soraka down, we know they can't heal, no global heal. Like I said, Lucian can now deal with Ez by himself. He sees Wukong and Cassiopeia top. We're still MIA on the Jace, but now that we've reinforced this, and see, I'm just wandering all over the map, refreshing some wards, dropping down. I believe I swept this as I was walking into this. And then, yep, I put a ward there. And it's important to kind of put wards in places like this, because this will allow it to see you, alright, well, Wukong's not going to bust his stealth out here. If he sees us running, he's going to walk up, mainly up to here, and then bust his stealth. So if we get the first indication warning, like, oh, Wukong's coming, we'll know right away that we could back up. In this case, it was Jace. But you get the idea. You don't want to have... you don't want to have like misinformation, or rather you want to have as much information as possible. We know that Wukong is MIA currently. We see Jace coming. We see Cassiopeia clearly coming for us. So we know, alright, 2 of them are here. Jace is strong. Cassiopeia is okay. But once Wukong joins the fight, we're just automatically going to die. So, you know, we pull the retreat. We pull it back. There's no need to just hang out here and get 1 or 2 hits on this turret right now. So we decide to leave. And like I said, I do the empowered shield, which gives us a speed boost and a shield to both of us. And now we can kind of lay in wait. Try to see if we could close onto Jace. Nope, we were just flexing. Like I said, we could see if Wukong's coming through here, and if we're fighting here, we've got a pretty decent view. Anivia decides to push out top. Here I'm just kind of messing with Wukong. I know I really can't contest him with anything, but if I could kind of harass him a bit, that's kind of my goal. I put a pink here. I knew it was probably going to take him down very quickly, but I figured I'm going to go base now anyway. I might as well give Anivia some information if Wukong or anybody of their team tries to cut her off from putting some damage or pushing that wave to that tier 2. And now I start sweeping this. I see, like, I don't even think they've been warding Dragon at all. Dragon or Baron. Alright. I give him a shield, and I root him so that way he can't run away. I think I ignite him at some point. And now Anivia locked him up, and he couldn't get out of that without a flash, which I believe he didn't have. I said, I'm pretty aggressive because it doesn't matter if they put a lot of damage on me, I just don't want them to get onto my carries. I can always just spam abilities. Yep, I flash, try to lock him down. And that was pretty good. I burned my flash, which was a support flash, for a mid flash. So for me it's worth. Just try to throw some free damage out and get gold. And right now I'm bodyguarding Anivia because she's pretty strong. Our Lucian is strong also, but our Lucian has way more escapes than Anivia. Once Anivia uses up her wall, the only other escape she has is attempting to stun, which may take too long. She may get bursted out. We see Gangplank pushing top, Rengar's pushing top because he sees this tower is pretty low. And right now I'm showing face here because I figure if they come for me and I could get an eye on 2 or 3 of them, the rest of our team could get that dragon. So I figured, alright, if I show face here, if I see 2 of them come mid, they'll be able to get that free dragon, and we saw where Ezreal is. So you're like, alright, we see where Ezreal is, we saw Jace was up here, then there's only 3 more, and if they're coming after me, my team would get the dragon. That's free objectives. You always want to try to push out your objectives or get your objectives. And before I base, just make sure I'm not sitting on a ward, pop that, and then I start to notice, wait, my team's starting to get a fight, let me try to get close. Now he's dead. I know Anivia's strong, so she could probably 2v2 here. I flirt a bit. All I'm doing is trying to deter them from actually, continuing with the fight. I keep close to Anivia. So I'm not sure if she wants to fight or not. Like I said, she's strong enough, but alright. Gangplank continues with the push. Keep encouraging your teammates, See, she's doing pretty good against Cassiopeia. Now, I don't have too much vision because at this point I was about to back because I had 0 wards. So I don't have that much information besides where Ezreal and Jace are. I see our Vanguard's coming up, so I'm not too scared. I'm trying to hide in the bush to kind of hide our numbers, make it seem like I backed. Alright, and then Telltale Sign. Even in the darkness, you'll see this go through. That teleport animation, once I see that, I'm like, alright, we're going to die here. So there's a couple decisions you have to make. Is it worth my team dying? Is it worth more than my team dying? You never want to give up free kills, but in this case, not all of us are going to make it out alive. Jace is either going to go bottom here or through here and kill one of us. So I usually tend to just walk into the enemy team and away from my team. That way, see, I want to make sure that not a lot of people got hit by Wukong's ult. And now I'm dead. And Anivia's, well, we found out after this, but Anivia's monitor broke or something, or I think it froze. So this was just a free kill, unfortunately. So we all died there essentially for nothing. So that, feels bad man emoji on that. We give up that for nothing. And now, yeah, they could be pinging Baron, which I guess they did. Luckily, we have the pink there, so we got some information. Gangplank slowly pushing top again. He's just letting the waves build up, which is fine. He did a check around Baron. I mean, they were all down bot, but they could have just pinged Baron and gotten it with our 20 to 30 plus second death timers that we had. So we have Lucian roaming around the map, getting the free objectives. He doesn't have a lot of vision, so I don't blame him for not trying to push waves out. He could just get insta-gibbed by Wukong, so I would rather that not happen. I would rather that he play safe and that he, that he kind of just does that. See? And I see a try to give him the shields. Speed up the team. And now we can be pretty aggressive. All we gotta do is just close in on their support. This is pretty free. I just want to get rid of vision. Make sure they didn't lay any more out here. And I don't want to waste my sweeper, so I could have just joined my team and tried to push to win, but I would rather do secure thing and knock out any future vision that they may have. Try to put a little damage, which I don't do. I do the little dick damage to Jace there, but that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get through this slow and steady. We do have an advantage. You notice we went from a 14 to 22 kill with about 2k in the hole. Now we're 5 towers up, 4k ahead of them, and we caught up on kills with only giving up one Ocean Drake. We got the Cloud and the Ocean and an Infernal, and now all the teammates are starting to put a line of wards here. So we could see, when Wukong really likes to flank, so we've got that bush, we got the bush towards Baron, so that way also, it's unfortunate they just keep burning 2 people and Wukong's ult to kill Wukong, but to kill Wukong busts his ult to kill Gangplank, but that's just the way it is. That's the only real way they'll be able to lock him down, since he could just eat the citrus fruit and get away. So I'm probably looking at, alright, when's the next dragon coming up? I don't have any vision, but I wasn't, since they were here, I wasn't too sure how much I could back up. They knocked out a turret. Anivia's kind of flirting with death, but the good thing is that she's been kind of warding and keeping this area honest. She knows that she can sneak up onto Cassiopeia, and in 1-2 abilities, she's pretty much dead. And then she'll get a free build. Because we have a ward here, we know that Ez and their team's mainly here. I pinged Nivea to kind of wait up for us. See, like, the damage she's doing is insane. And we did have to fight because it was an Elder, so we're not going to let that get away. You start chasing your team away. I think I flashed just to get the hook onto Jace. We're really close. There we go. We try to push this wave up a bit. It's okay if we take a couple of turret hits. I was trying to push up the wave first, but my shield's pretty strong. Figure Nivea yet again by herself, the beast. She's getting that Elder Dragon. I think she's gotten more dragons than our junglers, to be honest. The timers are really long on the enemy team. They're 30 plus seconds, And we just got rid of Cassiopeia, which was the only person who could kind of like fight the waves. Get a free hit, pull back a bit, and Gangplank's already starting to roll up with this wave. He's bid his time. We didn't yell at him for feeding, quote unquote, for not having a positive KDA. He kept doing what he was doing. He just kept pushing the waves, being a distraction, having Wukong and Jace non-stop up top, which meant Wukong's ults were barely used in team fights. And now we got all 3 inhibs down, and we could just go straight to the Baron. It really can't do a whole lot. I mean, they're triple inhibbed. Your chances, I mean, I'm not going to say you should give up every game, because I've actually come back from games where we got triple inhibbed. But, if you have both towers down, even if it's 1 inhib, you have a really small chance of winning. You get triple inhib, but you have your 2 towers. As long as you have at least 1, you have some chance, and you shouldn't be, just auto give up. Oh, GG's, they got our inhib, You could fight for wins, because people do love to throw in this game, especially in low elos. But we have perfect vision here. We get the free Baron. We got 1 ward, 2 wards which I dropped. I believe there's 1 here. So we know there's no way they can sneak up on us, because the second they leave the base, we know we have a good amount of time before. And we get another ward here. A good amount of time where we can see them. Nivea also has blue buff. See, we saw them coming, but they can't just leave their base like that, even with the super minions not quite there just yet. I think Ezreal tried to get close to check it out. He got pretty chunked out. Soraka busted her ult, and Rengar was just roaming around the map. I wanted to buy more items. Right now I've got Leandri's. I think I was going for Ryla's next. So now's the perfect time to base, buy, and regen on those wards. I think I do end up buying the Rylas right now, but we've got a good amount of buffs. And we've got the Elder Dragon and the Baron, so we are pretty souped up as far as the abilities we have on us. Gangplank's just going to push up those double super minions. Wukong's now regulated to spending all that power he had at the beginning of the game with insane amount of farm. If you look at the difference, 9 kills, I'm sure he died 11 times, with 10 assists, and he has 214 farm to our Rengar's 168, 170. But now he's regulated to base duty, so he can't really gank without us seeing him. I speed up the team, empowering my shields, and we kind of just chase it down. There's not a whole lot they could do now, and that's pretty much GG's for them. But as you can see, it's these little things. When you look at this stuff, it's these little things that kind of add up. You know, did I bust things too early? Did I ward enough dragons? Did I ward possible gank paths? Oh, you know, I don't want to steal the kill from my ADC. I mean, you will have ADCs that are kind of babies. You know, just say I'm sorry. You know, say whatever. Just let it get the water under the bridge. You know, there are going to be a lot of people that flame you in your games, but as long as you give positive attitude, I found that, you know, just encourage your team to be like, oh, don't worry, you know, Gangplank could have been like, oh man, there's non-stop ganking, but he didn't. He just kind of kept a level head and figured he saw on the rest of the map, all right, I've got Wukong and Jace non-stop on me, getting free kills, getting items, but my team's getting towers, my team's getting kills, my team's getting dragons. And, you know, this is an objective-based game. Yeah, you know, if you're like a 40 and OE, you're probably going to do ridiculous things in low elo, but for the most part, even the 40 and OE, if he doesn't give his team any of the kills and he magically dies to getting stun locked, his whole team's going to be really far behind if he's not sharing those kills or sharing that gold. Mind you, there are times where he himself could carry the whole game, kill the whole enemy team, even he's the last person, and everybody's at full health and he's at a quarter health, you know. But there are exceptions to the rule, just like in any game. Well, that's it for this video. This was trying to get out of low elo using support. Like I said, I picked Karma even though I generally pick Leona. I just thought the shields was good for a team. We needed to speed up to chase them down because we'd had to catch up to Ezreal and to Jace as well as Wukong. In addition to that, the shield also helped out, and the poke, against Soraka, because Soraka tends to be really annoying because she can just slow you down, get life back, and then non-stop spam heal on whatever ADC she is in lane with. So that is the reasoning why I picked Karma. I would also suggest, yes, you may love a champ, yes, you may know him inside out, but try to learn 2 or 3 champs for a position. Generally, most people don't play many positions. I play every position, but that's just because I'm a weirdo, and I played the game long enough to kind of learn a little bit of every role, ADC being my worst, but I've done it before when I've needed to fill and whatnot. Always try to learn at least a couple of champs, because you never know who you're going to ban, and you may want to learn your counter matchups, but that may not always work out, you know. And I know when you get a new skin, you want to use them out, but just keep in mind that this is a team game, especially if you're going into rank. If you're going to normals, go ahead, go into ARAM, do whatever you want, but in ranked, you want to at least try to have the best fighting chance you can, because otherwise, you know, what is it all for? Alright guys, and that's it for, you know, trying to get out of low elo, so, you know, gold, silver, iron, bronze style. If you have any comments, questions, you know, leave them down below. I'll try to upload this as fast as possible and try to get another game in. We'll see what we're going to play next, but thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Drew from Unorganized Play, and keep it classy, guys. Until next time.